Yo, what is good with y'all? How are y'all doing today? Hope y'all are doing well. Today we're back again with another investment video. Last video did pretty well, guy got some positive feedback off of that. So we're back again with another one. Today we're going to be looking at these super packs that just came out today. All the season 1 cards. Y'all can see here, but what we're looking at for making MT are these lower tier cards once again. Lower tier cards is what you always want to look at because, you could invest in some diamonds, but that's just a very high risk. Amethyst is the highest I would go. But the cards we're focusing in on are Jalen Suggs. As most of y'all know, Jalen Suggs is about 600, 700 MT. And he's a very good card. Duncan Robinson interests me as well because, earlier in the year, Duncan Robinson came out. It was like 2,000 MT. Then he went up to like 6,000, 8,000. And now he's back down a little bit. So we're going to look at him. Maybe a Cam Reddish. These other two, I don't know about them. But Jalen Suggs and Duncan Robinson here. For the Rubies, maybe... I don't know, like someone like Dame, maybe if he gets cheap, but I doubt it. See, the Rubies are kind of hard because a lot of these have been out. Like, Dame's been out since the start of the season. Like Rudy Gobert, we're good on him. Tyrese just recently came out, so I don't know. Maybe Kobe White. Maybe like Jay Crowder again. If you watched the last video, you've seen the investments, the Jay Crowder investment paid off very nice. He about doubled in price. The Tyrese Halliburton one wasn't as good, but you could still make a good profit. He went up about 600, 700. And then Rodman, if you sold him at the right time, he went up about 3,000, 4,000, but then he dropped back down. Like, you had to sell him like Thursday because when the Friday packs came out, these dropped back down. So you really got to pay attention to the market, like, once or twice a day to see where these are at. But, the main cards I'm looking at, like I said, was the Jalen Suggs. As you can see, the auction house is full of Jalen Suggs right now. I got about, I would say like 150, 200, honestly. And even if those end up being like 500 profit, that's still like 100K right there. Right? I think so, yeah. Like, that's still a good amount for not even really doing anything. Just, like, right now, the season's coming to an end, so you don't really need the MT. It's just sitting there either way. So you might as well put some MT into the investments, make some MT back for next season. Now, some of these Ruby cards, I'm interested to see their price. Like, Kobe White might be cheap because, he's still in packs. He just got out of packs. Jay Crowder, maybe. And for some of these Amethyst, maybe Dennis Rodman again. Maybe Dennis Rodman because he's down in price. Maybe somebody's lower. Like, I wouldn't go invest in like a Kawhi because he's like 30, 40K. I wouldn't go and invest in like what was this more like a Ray Allen. Like, I would stay away from these colossal cards because the colossal cards held value because the packs were gone for so long and it was a lock-in. Now, like, the lock-in isn't, no one's really looking at it and saying, oh, I think I'm going to lock that in. Because that's been out for 5 weeks now. So let me go ahead and look at some prices. So, like, Jay Crowder, when I first invested in him last week in the video, he was about 2,500 I was getting him for. And, yeah, he's still up there, it looks like. So, as you can see, these investments are working, He went up to 4,000. That's 1,500 more than what he was. If you bought, 50 of him, that's what, like 50 times 1,500? That's 75K right there. After tax, that's like 65 something. That's still pretty good. That's still pretty good if you ask me. For not having to do anything, not having to play the game, just having the car sitting there for a few days. It's good if you ask me. Let's look at some other ones. Let's look at like Kobe White. Let's see. Kobe White, Ruby. I wonder if he's under like 2,500 maybe. Oh yeah, Kobe White is pretty cheap. Yeah, he's like nearly 1,000. It looks like. So Kobe White would be a good investment. I don't know how high. The only thing I'm kind of worried about here is the demand for this card isn't as high as some of the other ones. But you could buy, you could buy a few. It's only 1,000. The thing about this is that there's no risk in these. So like it's only 1,000. Even if he only goes up 1,200, no, if you don't lose MT, then it's not a bad investment. That's what I always go by it. Very interested in Duncan Robinson actually, because the last time I saw him in packs, he was very cheap and then like went up in price. So it looks like he's about 2,500 to 3,000. This could be a very good investment too, because people are still buying this card for like limited. He's a glitch card, so a lot of people. I think I'm going to invest in this card as well, because it looks like he's about 3,000. If you can maybe bid on some for under 3,000, this could be a very good investment. I can see him going up to like 5,000 maybe. Who else was I looking at? Who else? Maybe let's look at like Dennis Rodman again. Because when I first bought him from the last video, I was buying him for 13,000. And he ended up going up to about 16, 17,000, then dipping back down to like 13 or 14 again. Let's see how much he is after these super packs. So yeah, it looks like he's back down again to about 11 to 12. He could also be a very good investment because this is a pretty good budget card. He might be 10K actually. Yeah, he's about 10K, 10 to 11K. This is a very good budget card. Another glitch card. People are going to want to be buying. A lot of people use this card. Like him a lot. So that this could also be a good investment. It's a higher risk. Possible higher reward. Possible. Other than that, is all these diamonds, yeah, I would just stay away from. Blake Griffin. I don't know about all these. Like Josh Smith is probably expensive. I normally stay away from the really expensive ones. I like doing I would say like 5,000 max. So it's like you just want to like look at some of these cards. Like Jared Wallace, you want to find the cards that have high demand. Like Jared Wallace, no one really, Donovan Mitchell maybe. He might be a little bit expensive. I would stay away from the colossal cards. Like Julius Erving, I would stay away from those. Like James Worthy, I would stay away from him. Rudy, I would stay away from him. Yao Ming, Dame, I'll probably stay away from those because those are probably expensive. I would either do the really low risk ones, like Jalen Suggs. Duncan Robinson isn't that high, like really high risk. He's like in the middle. Kobe White's a low risk. Someone like, and then there's ones like someone like Dennis Rodman who's a higher risk, but 10K, if he goes up to 15K, that's like 4K profit on each card. And if you get like 10, it really adds up. It really adds up. And it's not like you're really doing anything with your MT right now anyway. Like right now I have 200K and I have about 100K or so in Jalen Suggs. I'm not, my team right now is literally all reward cards other than this Isaiah Thomas and like this Shaq who's locked in. You don't really need a team right now, honestly. Like these last few days of the season, you can just chill in your MT, waiting for the new season to come out. Have these cards sitting in your auction house. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to make an extra 100, 200K. Because in the last investment, I added it up. I made about 150 to 200K profits in like less than a week. Not even having to play the game. I was grinding my park build, doing some other things, playing some other games, and the MT is just making itself basically. But for this video, that is all for this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. If this helps y'all in any way or interests you in any way, and you want more videos in the future, leave a like, sub, any of that. The Twitter, Twitch in the description. Go follow those. And I'll see y'all in the next video.